I'd like to call this meeting to order. Can we please start with a roll call?
Council President Corman.
Here.
Councilmember Perez. I think she's here, just hasn't popped on screen yet. Councilmember Van.
Here.
Councilmember Benedetti.
Here.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Here.
Councilmember McIrvin.
Here.
Councilmember Prince.
Here.
Oh, and I just want to point out, I do believe she was not going to attend the council meeting.
That's what I was going to say. I think you wasn't going to make it. Yep. Oh, and Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I move that Councilmember Perez be excused. Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman and seconded by Councilmember McIrvin that the absent council member be excused. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. All right, tonight we have 3 proclamations, and the first one is from or about Affordable Housing Week.
Okay. Proclamation. Whereas all people should have access to safe, healthy, and affordable homes within communities of opportunity, and whereas housing stability and staying socially distant from those outside of our household has become our state's core public health strategy, and whereas Governor Inslee has recognized the correlation between housing access and vulnerability and has extended a residential eviction moratorium through June 30th, 2021 to prevent families and individuals from losing their housing, and whereas everyone benefits from affordable housing, including the people who reside in these properties, their neighbors, businesses, employers, and the community as a whole. And whereas the need for affordable homes across King County prior to the COVID-19 pandemic and the number of people experiencing homelessness has remained at crisis levels, and whereas people, organizations, and communities throughout King County are participating in local Affordable Housing Week to elevate the critical need to preserve and increase affordable housing in our communities, and whereas the City of Renton endorses the goals, objectives, and purposes of Affordable Housing Week and recommits itself to ensuring that our community recovers equitably from the crisis at hand and that all people live with dignity in safe, healthy, and affordable homes. Now therefore I, Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim May 10th through 17th, 2021 to be Affordable Housing Week in the City of Renton, and I encourage all members of the community to join me in the special observation and witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this 10th day of May 2021. Signed, Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President Corman.
I move that council concur in the proclamation. Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman and seconded by Councilmember McIrvin that the council concur with the proclamation. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. So tonight, unfortunately, we don't have anybody to accept the Affordable Housing Week proclamation, but it definitely goes without saying that it's very consistent with the goals and direction this council would like to see us head. So I think it's a very important proclamation and very timely. And next up is the Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month.
Yes, sir. Proclamation. Whereas we want to recognize the contributions and influence of Asian Americans and Pacific Islander Americans to the history, culture, and achievements of the United States. And whereas Asian American and Pacific Islander men, women, and LGBTQIA plus community continues to make valuable contributions to all areas of life in Renton, including government, business, arts and sciences, medicine, education, and law enforcement. And whereas organizations like Asian Pacific Directors Coalition, APDC, was formed to support many events in the greater Seattle area, and in particular supporting the Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month celebration, and joined Seattle Center Festal. And whereas as we celebrate the achievements and contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders that enrich our history, society, and culture, we must also acknowledge the challenges and struggles of the AAPI experience in America, including structural discrimination, prejudice, and injustice. And whereas Renton, one of the most multicultural cities in the area and home to people from all over the world, prides itself on being a city where people of all faiths and cultures are welcome, respected, and able to live in harmony with each other. And whereas today more than 20 million Asian American and Pacific Islanders live in the United States and through their actions make America a more vibrant, prosperous, and secure nation. Now therefore I, Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim May 2021 to be Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the City of Renton, and I encourage all members of the community to join me in this special observance. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this 10th day of May, 2021, signed Armando Pavoni, Mayor, City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councilmember Van.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I very much appreciate this proclamation as someone from the Asian descent and a refugee, and very much appreciate it. I move that the council adopt the proclamation as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Van, seconded by Councilmember McGurven, that the proclamation be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. And tonight, to accept the proclamation, we have our friend from Evergreen City Ballet, Vinny Royce Ryan. Hello.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I'm very honored to accept this proclamation on behalf of the AAPI community. I second also the sentiments of Councilmember Kim Kanvan. I myself am a Filipino-American artist and educator and who has grown up in Auburn and in the suburbs of Seattle. I am the son of a Filipina immigrant who is a nurse as well, so this is very important for me personally. I would like to thank the City of Renton, Mayor Armando Pavoni, council members Angelina Benedetti, Randy Corman, Ryan McIrvin, Valerie Olaheron, Ruth Perez, Ed Prince, and also Kim Kanvan for standing in solidarity with our AAPI community. Thank you. It is extremely important now more than ever for us to celebrate the rich, diverse, and vibrant communities that make up our beloved country and our beloved city as well. Just like dance, it takes an enormous amount of energy, cooperation, and dialogue for all of us to help create a more just, equitable, and inclusive society. And my hope is that the City of Renton will continue to create a plan of action and initiatives that are impactful, long-lasting, and secures everyone's safety in the City of Renton. And when I mean everyone's safety, everyone of all people from different backgrounds, cultures, whatever, the age, ability, sex, or creed. Thank you so much for allowing me to accept this proclamation on behalf of the AAPI community. I hope that you will join us in celebrating Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, and next up we have Older Americans Month.
All right, proclamation. Whereas the City of Renton includes a growing number of older Americans who have built resilience and strength over their lives through successes and difficulties. And whereas the City of Renton benefits when all people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds are included and encouraged to share their successes and stories of resilience. And whereas the City of Renton recognizes our need to nurture ourselves, reinforce our strength, and continue to thrive in times of both joy and difficulty. And whereas the City of Renton can foster communities of strength by creating opportunities to share stories and learn from each other, engaging older adults through education, recreation, and service, and encouraging people of all ages to celebrate connections and resilience. And now, therefore, I, Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim May 2021 to be Older Americans Month in the City of Renton, and I encourage all members of the community to recognize older adults and the people who support them as essential contributors to the strength of our community. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed the 10th day of May, 2021, signed Armando Pavoni, Mayor, City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President Corman.
I move that council concur in the proclamation. Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Corman, seconded by Councilmember McGurven, that the proclamation be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. And tonight to accept the proclamation, we have our own Carrie Nass.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thank you. This is an important topic and near and dear to my heart, and I know all of yours as well. So as we know, May is Older Americans Month, the time to celebrate and pay tribute to all of the older people in our community. This year's theme is Communities of Strength, especially fitting this year due to the impacts that COVID-19 had on our older adults. Individuals 65 years and older make up 11% of our total population currently in Renton, and that number is expected to increase to 20% over the next 10 years. Celebrating Older Americans Month aligns with our new city designation and initiative, Age Friendly Renton. This initiative will help us strategically focus our efforts and resources to best care for and serve some of the most important people in our community, our elders. In honor of Older Americans Month, we'd also like to thank the individuals who serve on our City of Renton Senior Citizens Advisory Board. Some of those individuals are here tonight, and I'll name all of them. So Anita Dole, Christine Gray Scott, Jack Wardell, Julie Horan, Marge Cochran-Reap, Peggy Bitsu, Ronald Erb, Ruby Griffin, Sandy Jensen, Sandy Polly, Shirley Haddock, and Susan Bollinger. So thank you so much, each and every one of you, for your commitment to our city, and also thank you to all of the older adults in our community, whether it's our parents, ourselves, our grandparents, aunts and uncles. We appreciate all of you. So thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. All right, next up we have administrative report.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Parking lot striping work will take place at the Renton Community Center and along the Cedar River Trail on May 11th through the 13th. For your safety, please follow directions on any posted signage. For more information, please contact Community Services Parks and Trails Division at 425-430-6600. Picnic shelters at all Renton parks remain closed until COVID-19 protocols allow for larger gatherings. In the meantime, though not reservable, for exclusive use, open areas of parks and trails are available for picnicking every day. Look for updates about park amenities on the Parks and Trails webpage at rentonlaw.gov/parks or call 425-430-6600. City of Renton's Recreation and Neighborhoods Division is proud to announce the return of summer day camps in 2021. Registration is open now, so sign up soon. Free virtual programming also continues this week with 2 special features. Summer day camps will begin on the week of June 21st, 2021. For the summer of 2021, we will be operating under a significantly modified capacity as well as adhering to all the current phased reopening guidelines set by the state of Washington. Age-friendly Renton virtual talks continues Tuesday, May 11th from 2 to 3 p.m. Meet the dynamic team behind Renton's popular farmers market. For over 20 seasons, every Tuesday from June through September in downtown Renton, you'll find fresh fruit and produce, flowers, and specialty items such as breads, honey, wine, and craft hard ciders. Learn how the staff and longtime farmers market volunteer team adapted for 2020 and what's ahead for 2021, including new ideas and how to get involved. Go beyond the stage on Wednesday, May 12th, 7 to 8 p.m. Hear from Key to Change founder Dr. Quentin Morris, a graduate of Renton High School, and delight in virtual performances by students. Key to Change, a 501c3 nonprofit, serves racially and economically diverse students in South King County and focuses on providing youth with access to world-class music education, mentorship, and leadership skills that propel them to a lifetime of success. For more information and to register for Recreation and Neighborhoods Division programming, visit rentonlaw.gov/recreation or rentonlaw.gov/register. Join Renton's Solid Waste Utility, Republic Services, and Styro Recycle on Saturday, May 15th to recycle your scrap metal and expanded polystyrene, including styrofoam. This year's mini event will be held at Renton Technical College's north parking lot at Northeast 6th Place and Monroe Avenue Northeast. Masks are required for entry. For more information, please visit rentonlaw.gov/spring recycle. Information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, and road closures happening this week can be found at rentonlaw.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting, and unless otherwise noted, streets will always remain open. That is the report, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll open the remote audience comment period. It remains the strong intent of the city to have public comment regularly included on our agendas. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes to speak. You'll be called upon by a city staff member. The staff member will call the speaker's name and unmute the appropriate microphone, which will send an automatic prompt to the speaker of, "You have been unmuted." This is the speaker's cue that it's their turn to speak. Please begin your comments by stating your name, city of residence, and the topic you are addressing. Speaker should be able to see a timer on the screen. Please finish your comments when you see the time is close to expiring. And do we have anybody signed up tonight?
I have no one signed up in advance to speak this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address council? If so, please do so by raising your hand. And I see one hand raised. Renton Chamber of Commerce. Go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you very much. I'm Diane Dobson, the CEO for the Renton Chamber of Commerce. I'm also a Renton resident, and I come to you tonight in my capacity as the chamber to make address to the council as this platform is provided. Originally, I'd hoped to come to you tonight and invite you all to join in the kindness crawl scheduled for this weekend. An event celebrating our businesses downtown, encouraging collaborative partnerships of businesses and vendors from outside the downtown core popping up into our brick and mortars downtown, for new experiences for those who are in downtown regularly, and to expose some of those outside area vendors and businesses to our downtown core. A rising tide raises all ships. There have been generosity challenges promoting the event, random acts of kindness promotions with prizes that businesses sponsored, kindness bingo, and commonality challenges, in addition to a magnificent opportunity to bring additional foot traffic to those businesses who are not just struck with COVID, but with businesses further impacted by the challenges of the downtown construction. The overarching theme was kindness, exhibiting kindness to yourself, to your neighbors, to your community. But in kindness to the participants, we've elected to postpone the event. Have you ever gone to a location, I use downtown Seattle as my own personal example, that isn't necessarily easy to get to, that causes confusion, has construction or congestion that's hard to navigate? For me personally, I often leave that destination saying to myself, well, that was a great event, but it was as difficult to get to as I imagined, and I'm not going to do that again. And it then causes me further reluctance in visiting an area or location again. And that's what we decided to avoid with the event this weekend. I might be standalone with my sentiments in this room, but there are others that we've spoken with that would agree, including many of the downtown business owners who encouraged us to postpone as well. Now, I would have never anticipated the city to plan a construction schedule around an event. To the contrary, we planned our event around the construction schedule. And I know delays come up and challenges exist and are presented, and I'm kept abreast on those items as I choose to attend the bi-weekly meetings that the city provides for construction updates. I learned of the challenges as we missed the promised downtown deadline of April 1st, and I learned of more challenges when the April 12th date was suggested, and then the end of April. And as we came nearer and nearer to the event date, I became more worried. Construction was still happening, confusion would exist. Coming from 30 years of law, though, the liability that jumped out at me when I learned the project had experienced at least another 2-week delay and the sidewalks would be torn out this week and pedestrian traffic diverted into the street reduced down to 1 lane was enough liability exposure to say we need to postpone. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't come to you tonight to complain about the event postponement. In the world of COVID, delays happen more frequently than ever. But I do come to challenge the council on the construction downtown. These businesses have had over a year of construction, and the light at the end of the tunnel has been dragged on and continually moved. And while your public works and engineering do what they can to explain and appease, at some point we have to look at the processes. Is the lowest bid the best option when it seems there are quality control issues or thoroughness missing and it causes a delay in the job? When it causes our general community to choose to go elsewhere because of the headache of construction, or worse yet, the damage to their vehicles they experience if they do try to come down? People will choose to go elsewhere. People are choosing to go elsewhere. Businesses report a bigger slowdown because of construction than from COVID. It's reported Uber Eats, DoorDash, and other food delivery service drivers are refusing to pick up from restaurants downtown, often leaving meals prepared and left at the restaurant. Businesses are tired. They're tired of reaching out, of challenges they are experiencing, and some items they shouldn't be burdened with reporting. Things like damage to their buildings or property. things they now are tasked with follow-up on, with their insurance, with repair shops, with reports, to only be told the end is near, but then to learn of additional challenges and more postponements. I learned this morning that the sidewalks are being torn out in hopes that the concrete can be poured subsequent, but because of the initial delay on the work, the concrete sub-vendors have had to get involved in other jobs, and the pour date remains as a tentative hopeful. We all know the streetscapes are going to be beautiful, walkable, vibrant, and while many cities have been shut down, Renton is receiving a facelift. But man, it's getting tough to stay focused on that positive when the challenges continue to mount and our business continue to suffer. Please, I plead with you as a council, as administration, to do what it takes to move this project along in front of these downtown businesses. Authorize night work, weekend work, hold contractors accountable to delays, but we've got to do something. These businesses are suffering. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. I know the construction process, and I'm learning, is far more challenging than I ever anticipated, but we've got to do something to step up as a city to support these businesses before more doors close.
I see no one else, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next up is consent agenda. There are 3 items for council consideration.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President Corman.
I'd like to ask at this time if any council members would like any items removed for individual consideration. Seeing none, I move approval of the consent agenda as published.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman, seconded by Councilmember McGurven, that the council adopt the consent agenda as published. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, motion carries. Thank you. Next up is unfinished business. Council President Corman.
And no unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Benedetti.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember O'Halloran, I know you have some.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Finance Committee has 4 reports.
Okay, Finance Committee report. The first is approval of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee approves the following payments. Accounts payable, total payment of $4,868,658.78 for a number of vouchers, including payroll benefit, withholding vouchers, and 2 wire transfers. 2, payroll, total payment of $1,448,032.91 for payroll vouchers, including 565 direct deposits and 3 checks. This is the April 1st through 15th pay period. And then municipal court vouchers totaling $17,455.99.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move that council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, the next report is regarding a fee waiver for the farmers market. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the requested waiver of $10,800 in parking garage fees for the City of Renton Farmers Market 2021 season.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding playground equipment replacement at Liberty Park. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the construction contract with Landscape Structures Incorporated in the amount of $500,967.18 for the Liberty Park playground replacement. The committee further recommends that the mayor and city clerk be authorized to execute the contract.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move that council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the final report is regarding grant funding for the South 7th Street Corridor Improvements Project. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the System Access Fund project agreement with Sound Transit for the obligation of $700,000 of grant funding and all subsequent agreements necessary to accomplish the South 7th Street Corridor Improvements Project.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second. Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince. The council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember McGurven.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Prince.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Next, we have legislation. We have one resolution.
Okay, the resolution is regarding the 2022 through 2027 business plan. Resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, adopting the 2022 through 2027 business plan.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President Corman.
I move adoption of the resolution.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman, second by Councilmember McGurven, that the council adopt the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. We are on to new business. Council President Corman.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Let's see, a couple things. So on Monday, May 17th at 6:00 p.m., we have a committee of the whole meeting. It's a video conference, introduction of Judge Jessica Geiner. And then at 7:00, we will have the regular council meeting. And I think we have an executive session following tonight's meeting, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I can't remember if I'm supposed to be announcing that now or just when we go into executive. Okay, I don't need to.
After the meeting,
Okay.
yeah.
So that's it then, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Van.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councilmember Benedetti.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. The Utilities Committee will be meeting on Monday, May 17th at 3:30 p.m. via video conference. The topic on the agenda is emerging issues in utilities.
All right. Councilmember O'Halloran.
I have no new business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember McGurven.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have two meetings to announce. The first is for Councilmember Perez. I want to announce that the Public Safety Committee will be meeting at 4:15 p.m. on Monday, May 17th at via video conference. There's 3 items on the agenda: update on 2021 legislative police reform bills, RFA briefing, and finally emerging issues in public safety. And then right after that, the Transportation Committee will be meeting at 5:15 p.m. Same day, same location via video conference. 2 items on the agenda. Cascade Civil Construction LLC agreement for the Williams Falls Conversion Project, and then also emerging issues in transportation. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Prince.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, now what's the wish of the council, Council President?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor. I move that the council meeting recess into executive session for 45 minutes to discuss with legal counsel matters of pending litigation pursuant to RCW 42.30.110, Section 1I, with no official action to be taken, and that the council meeting be adjourned when the executive session is adjourned.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman, seconded by Councilmember McGurven, that the council go into executive session for 45 minutes. No action will be taken, and we will be excused after the meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, we're adjourning to executive session.